Hello, everybody. What's going on with you? Not much is going on in the sports world. We're doing a little reno on the house. That's why I haven't been on lately. I know I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I have a giant zit on the end of my fucking nose. It hurts like a bitch. I popped it a minute ago, so all should be well. That's a great way to start off a podcast, don't you think? Let's discuss everybody. All right, as always, we are brought to you because of two huge companies that I'm a huge fan of. You know who they are, but for people who don't, and because I have to go through it anyway, because I would feel like I was cheating myself if I didn't. Brought to you, this episode is brought to you by, of course, one man, Mr. Joe Rogan, and the JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience Podcast. His podcast is funny, it's sometimes serious, but always worth listening to. It is available on Ustream, YouTube, and iTunes. The only reason I do this podcast is because of Joe. I do it for fun, but I started this because of Joe. I listened to his podcast, and now he really doesn't care what he has to say. He doesn't care what people think of him, and he just says what he has to say. There we go. I mixed up my two sentences, as usual. And, it's very informational, very important. It's totally worth listening to. Please do so. I am, of course, not sponsored by him. I'm just a huge fan. We're also brought to you because of a huge thanks to Science. That's right. I got one with the new logo. This is their new logo. It's a little bit different. I don't mind. I love the old one, but this is not a bad logo. I got no problem with it. This is, of course, Frostberry Blast. It's a blue one. For those of you who may not know what it's called. Science, the only energy drink I drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar, no crash, no jitters, and it does not taste like garbage. It's a performance and energy drink. It is delicious. That's why I drink them. I don't drink them because I'm some, I hate to use this term because it offends people. I'm not some, techie kid who needs to, I'm not a hipster. I don't need to be drinking energy drinks because everybody else is. I do it because I think they taste good. Well, this brand particularly. Not so much with some of the other ones. The other ones taste like garbage. This is delicious. It's great. It creates almost more of a natural energy. Like I said, no crash. You don't crash after this. You just feel great. Of course, I'm not sponsored by either of these companies. I'm just a really huge fan and thought I'd give them a big old shout out. Joe, because of the reasons I explained. And Science, because, I haven't seen any advertisements for them. I saw one. A lot of people don't know what it is, and more people should know, because it's delicious. Alright, let's crack this baby open. Damn. Truly is delicious. I'm not making that up. Okay, so today we're going to cover a game I just beat. I want to talk about it real quick. That'll be near the end. I can't give you the video game fun stuff until I cover the actual important shit. Okay, we're also going to cover NFL schedule, including the game last night. I meant to do one, of course, Monday and Thursday, but due to the renovations going on in my house, I can't. That's why we're doing it today. Of course, the college football schedule and college football rankings. Okay, first of all, I'd like to cover some actually important news. If you're not dumb, and you're not... Yeah, I think dumb's the best way to put it. If you're not a complete idiot, you probably heard of this at some point. I'm going to word it the way the news is wording it, and I'm going to tell you how it actually is going on. The migrant issue in Europe. No. They're not migrants. They're refugees. Don't know why idiots keep calling it that. They're not migrants. They're not deciding to go, sucks here, and moving. They're being forced out of their country by a radical group that is going to either force you to join them or kill you. Oh, by the way, if you're a woman, we're not just going to kill you, we're going to rape you until you're no longer useful, and then we'll kill you. Because that's all what women are for, according to them. You couldn't be more wrong on that one, but okay. I just like to cover it real quickly. If anybody has watched Fox News, first of all, stop watching Fox News. They're a bunch of morons who never actually tell you what the news is. They just kind of tell you the beginning of what the news story is, and then they throw their own opinions in. Kind of like what I do. The difference is I'm relatively unbiased. I just tell you how it is, what my thoughts are. I mean, this is what I do. When it comes to this issue, I think it's ridiculous. I don't like how some of the refugees are handling it. I hate to make it sound like I'm blaming them, but there are some things that they could do that would help. Although I do like what a couple of the I gotta think. I'm trying to think what countries that did it. I think it's Greece. Is it Greece? I forget which ones it is. There's a couple that are creating. One of them, again, I can't remember what I want to say Denmark, but that's not it. It's not Denmark. They've declared a state of emergency, and the reason why is because that helps them with the flow of people coming in and out of the city. The refugees from just coming in. But it also helps in the I gotta think how they worded it, because I'm going to use a word that's not correct. Screw it. I'm going to use a word that's not correct. It helps in the certification of citizenship to get in. I mean, just to get a visa to go to claim asylum. So, it'd be really cool if some of the other nations would pay attention, cough, cough, us, and actually do something about it. That's my little tidbit of important news. Instead of just standing by and watching, like most of us are. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to cover the NFL schedule because they already played a game. I see, do they even have the score on here? They do. Awesome. All right, so Thursday, October 1st, which was yesterday, Baltimore played at Pittsburgh. Baltimore beat Pittsburgh in overtime 23-20. Sunday, October 4th, that's this Sunday, the New York Jets play at Miami. The Jacksonville Jaguars play at Indianapolis. The New York Giants play at Buffalo. North Carolina plays at Tampa Bay. Philadelphia plays at Washington. Oakland plays at Chicago. Houston plays at Atlanta. Kansas City plays at Cincinnati. Cleveland plays at San Diego. Green Bay plays at San Francisco. St. Louis plays at Arizona. Minnesota plays at Denver. Dallas plays at New Orleans. The Monday night game is the Detroit Lions at Seattle. That is all for this coming week. Now, as to last week, for those of you who may or may not have seen it, oh, that's the wrong one. No one cares about the preseason. I don't need to see what the preseason was because that was a long time ago. All right, week 3, which was last week, otherwise known as still in September. On the 24th, that was a Thursday, Washington beat New York, the Giants. That would be 32-21. The Giants won. Atlanta beat Dallas. Indianapolis beat Tennessee by 2. Oakland beat Cleveland. Cincinnati beat Baltimore. New England did what everybody expected against Jacksonville. 51-17. They blew them out. Carolina beat New Orleans. Philadelphia beat the Jets. Houston beat Tampa Bay. Minnesota beat San Diego. Pittsburgh beat St. Louis. Arizona smoked the crap out of San Francisco. That was 47-7. Buffalo beat Miami 41-14. Seattle smoked Chicago 26-0. And Detroit lost to Denver. Not surprised. 24-12. Green Bay on Monday night, that would be the 28th of September, played against Kansas City. Kansas City, of course, was coming into Green Bay playing against the Packers. Green Bay beat Kansas City by 10, 38-28. Several injuries are currently occurring in the NFL. Not surprised. Sammy Watkins is out. LaShawn McCoy is it LaShawn McCoy? Yeah, LaShawn McCoy is doubtful. With a hamstring injury, I believe, is what he's out with. And oh crap, I meant to watch it last night. Or is that tonight? I think it's tonight. Victor Cruz from the New York Giants has not played yet this season due to a calf injury. However, if I read correctly, and I heard this correctly, I also listened to a talk radio show, I think said it, he's going to be on the Tonight Show tonight, on Friday, which is today. So, kind of interested to see what he's doing there. Would like some explanations. I know a few fantasy owners that would like some explanations also. But that's besides the point. You know, stuff like this happens. Okay, next I'm going to cover the rankings because it's kind of hard to go through the schedule if you don't know who's ranked where, even though I'm going to tell you where they're ranked anyway. Okay, Ohio State. The University of Ohio State is still number 1. They're 4-0. Number 2 is Michigan State, MSU. They're 4-0. Third is Ole Miss. They're 4-0. Fourth is Texas Christian University, TCU. The Horned Frogs. I believe is what their thing is. It's either a horned frog or a horned toad. One of the two. I think it's a frog. They're 4-0. Baylor is 5 at 3-0. Sixth is Notre Dame. They're 4-0. Seventh is UCLA at 4-0. Eighth is Georgia. They're at 4-0. LSU is 9th. They're 3-0. First Friday of the month. Don't panic. Utah is 10th. They're 4-0. Florida State is 11th. They're 3-0. Clemson is 3-0, and they are currently sitting at 12th. 13th is Alabama. They're 3-1. 14th is Texas A&M. They're 4-0. 15th is Oklahoma at 3-0. 16th is Northwestern at 4-0. 17th is the University of Southern California. They're 3-1. 18th is the University of Stanford. They are 3-1. 19th is Wisconsin. They're 3-1. 20th is Oklahoma State. They're 40th. Or 4-0. Sorry, 20th. Don't know why I said that. 22nd is Michigan. They're 3-1. 23rd is West Virginia. They're 3-0. 24th is California at 4-0. And 25th is the Gators at 4-0. That's, of course, the University of Florida. Let's see. Others receiving votes. Boise State received several votes. They are not ranked currently. Toledo and Oregon and Arizona are the only other three that are above. Are the three that are above Oregon. Are the three above Boise State? They made this print, semi-readable. I might be able to tell you that. Iowa and Texas Tech are the only other two colleges that are receiving high votes but are not ranked. I would like to point something out. Notice how I read all those people that are undefeated, and then all of a sudden, in the middle of like the top 15, where they're like 3 wins, no losses, or 4 wins and no losses, sitting 13th is Alabama with 3 wins and 1 loss. As per usual, the college rankings team is sucking their dick. So, they can't let them fall too far. So, we'll put them 13th. Instead of putting them where they should be, which is 16th. I'd swap places. I'd move Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Northwestern up, and move Alabama where Northwestern is, which would be the 16th spot. Reason being is because notice a trend there. Southern California, Stanford, and Wisconsin are 3-1. Hence, seeing as the next team that's 3-1 should probably be in that bracket with them. But because it's Alabama, we can't dare put them somewhere where it might hurt their team. So we'll put them 13th so they can possibly climb back into the race, which is ridiculous. Now, if everybody had one loss, I would have no problem with them being 13th. Actually, I'd probably expect them to be ranked higher if everybody had one loss. But I digress. Okay, so the college football schedule. Last night, Thursday, October 1st. Let me move my cursor out of the way. I don't need that pop-up being in there. Because you can look at ranking schedules. I know, I'm looking at them right now. Last night, October 1st, Thursday, we had Miami of Florida at Cincinnati. Cincinnati beat them 34-23. This weekend and today, Friday, October 2nd, that would be today, Memphis is going to be at South Florida, Temple is going to be at Charlotte, and Connecticut is going to be at BYU. Saturday, the University of Central Florida at Toledo. The next game is Houston at Tulsa. South Carolina is at Missouri. Pittsburgh is at Virginia Tech. Army is at Penn State. Kansas, I apologize. I don't know where I even saw Arkansas. I'm stupid. Kansas at Iowa State. Number 23, West Virginia is at number 15, Oklahoma. Texas is at number 4, TCU. That should be a very good game. It's supposed to be on noon Eastern time. For those of you on the other time schedules, I'm sorry, I don't know what time it would start. Let's see. The West Coast is traditionally 3 hours behind us. So that would be 9 in the morning. Yeah, I don't think you're going to watch that game. Although it should be very good. That should be kind of a rivalry, per se. It's an interstate rivalry. Any Texas team against any Texas team is always going to be interesting. Although Texas's defense is not very good. They got a couple pieces that are definitely worth watching. But overall, their team, not so great. The next game is number 22, Michigan at Maryland. Game after that is Purdue at Michigan State. They, of course, are ranked number 2. Minnesota at number 16, Northwestern. Iowa at number 19, Wisconsin. Louisville at NC State. Ohio at Akron. Toledo at Ball State. Northern Illinois at Central Michigan. Florida International at UMass. That's University of Massachusetts. Number 1, Ohio State at Indiana. Air Force at Navy. That should actually be a good game, seeing both of them suck. Wyoming at Appalachian State, the team that beat Michigan. It's the only reason anyone knows who that is. Bowling Green is at Buffalo. Miami of Ohio is at Kent State. Liberty is at Georgia State. Texas Tech is at number 5, Baylor. Old Dominion is at Marshall. Western Kentucky is at Rice. Boston College at Duke. Number 11, Florida State will be at Wake Forest. North Carolina will be at Georgia Tech. That should be a decent game. Number 13, Alabama will be playing at number 8, Georgia. That is at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That should be another fantastic game. I'm picking Georgia to beat Alabama. I think Nick Chubb is going to be that hard to stop, and yes, that is his name. I really think he's hard to stop. I don't think he'll win the Heisman. I also don't think he'll win I believe it's the Blitkoff Award? Blitnikoff? Or is that receiver? Blitnikoff's the receivers. Let me think. What's the best? The Herschel Walker Award. Why did I have to think hard for that? I believe that's what it is. For the best running back in the nation, I believe that's going to go to Leonard Fournette. I'll get to him in a second. But I still think that should be a good game. I have Georgia beating Alabama. The next game is San Jose State at Auburn. North Carolina, wow, again. If I could get back to where I was reading. Washington State is at number 24, California. Kansas State is at number 20, Oklahoma State. East Carolina is at SMU. Nebraska is at Illinois. North Texas is at Southern Mississippi. Number 3, Ole Miss is at number 25, Florida. Arkansas is at Tennessee. Now, here's the game that I want to cover real quick because I think this is just stupid. So I said Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette is the running back currently for, I believe he's a sophomore, for Louisiana State University, otherwise known as LSU. LSU is in the Southeast Conference, or the SEC. They are a very good school. They have a great run game. Okay on the pass, but Leonard Fournette's just so hard to stop. People are comparing him to Herschel Walker. He's only a sophomore, and he's already ripping off these numbers, and he's doing so well, and he can run fast. He can take a hit. He can run you over. He can do a kick return. It's almost unfair that he's allowed to play. In fact, that's why he didn't play Pop Warner. It's an unfair advantage to have him on your team, which I thought was kind of funny. But they are playing, LSU, number 9, is playing a team that is absolutely ridiculous. And this team is going to Death Valley. They're going to play, LSU is playing at home in Death Valley. The Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. They're playing Eastern Michigan. Yeah. I'm from Michigan. I probably will watch part of that game. Yeah, part of it, because the game I'm really interested starts at 8. I'll cover that in a second. Eastern Michigan is a terrible team. They always have been. Pretty much probably always will be. They're not in a good conference either. Because they're a little college. And they're going to be playing at number 9 LSU. I think when high-ranked teams play little colleges like this, that it's fucking ridiculous. Pardon my French. But, come on. You're playing Eastern Michigan. Oh, I wonder if LSU's going to win. Oh, I don't know. Eastern Michigan is 1-3, 1-2, something like that. And LSU is, I believe, undefeated. One of them plays in, I believe it's the MAC, which is full of little colleges. Medium colleges. I should say medium, because there's ones that are a lot smaller than this that have football going on. And then you have SEC, which is a huge conference for the Southeastern Division, and is home to Alabama, LSU, obviously, Auburn, Georgia, and you're going to play Eastern Michigan? I mean, come on. Really? Now, if this was week 1, I probably wouldn't be complaining, because you want to warm up your guys against a team that's okay. Week 1, week 2, no problem. You can play little colleges, no problem whatsoever. But we're in like week 4. Week 4 or week 5? Week 5. We're in week 5. You shouldn't be playing little colleges like this. It's kind of ridiculous. Now, if this was Eastern Michigan against Central Michigan, I would have no argument whatsoever. Both of them are medium-sized schools. Let them play. But come on, LSU? Really? Really? You're telling me LSU couldn't find anybody else? It's just ridiculous. The next game is Vanderbilt at Mid-Tennessee. Louisiana Lafayette at Louisiana Tech. UNLV at Nevada. Colorado State at Utah State. South Alabama at Troy. Idaho at Arkansas State. Georgia Southern at Louisiana Monroe. Number 21, Mississippi State will be playing at number 14, Texas A&M. That should be a good game. That's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Eastern Carolina is playing at Kentucky. Arizona State is playing at number 7, UCLA. Another really good game. They're going to be playing at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And then my game that I'm going to be paying very close attention to, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, is number 6 Notre Dame at number 12 Clemson. That game should be amazing. They're playing in Memorial Stadium in South Carolina, and hopefully Hurricane Joaquin will not screw with the game too much. Yeah, Joaquin, for those of you who are unclear as to what that thing is called. I've had several people try and guess what that is, and I was like, I think all of you are wrong. Not being a dick about it, but I mean, I was like, I think you guys are wrong. I don't think that's how that's pronounced. I had Joe Quinn for one of them. I had another person say it was Jaquan. No. First of all, no. Secondly, that's not a name. Thirdly, Joaquin is how it's pronounced, and that's actually a name. That actually is somebody. I mean, that's a real name. I mean, it actually is derived from something, I'm sure. I didn't look it up. I didn't know they were talking about it. I didn't know where Clemson was, so yeah. I thought they were further south in South Carolina. But I digress. And South Carolina. That should be a pretty good game. The wind is going to be up a little bit, so I'm going to be worried for Justin Yoon, who's our kicker. But hopefully Notre Dame pulls it out. I have them beating Clemson, but I have a very close game. The next game is Texas San Antonio. They'll be playing UTEP. New Mexico State at New Mexico. Oregon at Colorado. Hawaii at Boise State. Fresno State at San Diego State. Arizona at number 18 Stanford. And that is all of the games for this weekend in college football. Okay, so I'm going to cover this as well because I feel like it. Ah, crap. I hate when it does that. Sorry, I have a touch screen. Sometimes you go to, touch the tile for like something that you visit a lot, and it goes away because it thinks you click next. I'm like, no, I was trying to open it, you piece of crap. I'll announce that too now that I see a banner for it. All right, so this Saturday there's also a huge fight going on for the UFC light heavyweight belt. That is Daniel Cormier, the current light heavyweight champion, against Alexander Gustafsson. All right, quick run through the card. Sage Northcutt is on the first fight. He is against Francisco Trevino. That is the first fight on the card. The second fight on the card is Derek Lewis against Victor Pesta. The third fight on the card is Sergio Pettis against Chris Carriaso. The fourth fight on the card is Adriano Martins against Islam Makhachev. Makhachev? I never read that guy's name before, so I don't know. Number 5, Angelina Hill against Ruiz Namajunas. Number 6, Alan Jobin against Albert Tumanov. 7th, Yare Rodriguez. I have no idea how to pronounce that guy's name either, against Daniel Hooker. The 8th fight on the card is Joseph Benavides against Ali Bagautinov. Number 9 is the Venezuelan vixen Juliana Pena against Jessica Evil Eye. The 10th fight on the card is Ruslan Magmedov against Sean Jordan. That should be one hell of a fight. Two heavyweights trying to beat the crap out of each other. I think Sean knocks him out. The 11th fight is the return of Sugar Rashad Evans. He is fighting currently number 2. He's either number 2 or number 3 contender Ryan Bader. The 12th fight, otherwise known as the co-main event, is going to be Johnny Big Rig Hendricks against Tyron Woodley. That fight is going to be absolutely amazing. And then, of course, the main event, as I've already said, is Daniel D.C. Cormier against Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson. The last three, technically the last three. I read it from top to bottom. It's supposed to go from bottom to top. But the 10th fight is heavyweight. 11, 12, and 13, otherwise known as the second to last fight before the co-main event. The co-main event and the main event are all in the same weight class. They are all in the light heavyweight division. Or sorry, no, they're not. If I was not stupid, I could tell you this. The Second fight before the co-main event and the main event are both light heavyweight. The 12th fight is for number one contender in welterweight. If I was not stupid, I could have told you that. So Sugar Rashad and Ryan Bader. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Both of them are great wrestlers. I really don't know who wins that fight. I mean, I'm always partial to Ryan Darth Bader. Yeah, that's his nickname. He's pretty awesome. I've always been kind of partial to him, but Sugar is really a great fighter. He's been out with an injury. Hopefully, he's worked on his kickboxing. If he has, then this could be a quick fight. He's got this amazing high kick that if he throws it, I've only seen him throw it maybe twice. When he throws it, though, it's lights out. Of course, Ryan's no slump. He's got a really good chin. So, I don't know. This is going to be a really interesting battle, though. I don't know who wins. The co-main event, Johnny Hendricks against Tyron Woodley. I'm going to go ahead and go with... Well, let's see. Johnny Hendricks is a great wrestler, and he's got that big left hand. But Tyron's got decent power, too. He's also a wrestler. He's got decent footwork, okay kickboxing, pretty good kickboxing, I'll say. Johnny's is okay. Something in the kickboxing realm, I think Tyron has an upper hand there. When it comes to wrestling, I'm going to say it's perfectly even. Actually, they wrestled against each other in college. When it comes to boxing, I think the more technical fighter would be Tyron, but the more powerful fighter would go to Johnny because he's got that left hand that just knocks people out left and right. So, I'm going to side with Tyron Woodley, but if Johnny Hendricks wins, I will not be surprised. And then, of course, the main event of the evening, which is Daniel Cormier against Alexander the Mauler Gustafsson. DC is a great wrestler. Gustafsson is not. Gustafsson, now this is something that is pissing me off. Because this is everybody's measuring stick for him. He almost beat John Jones. Okay, so in the best fight of your life, you cut open one of the greatest fighters to ever fight. Okay, did you win? No. Did you get your ass kicked for 3 whole rounds after the second round? Yep. I have him winning the first. I have him, because of the way the judges are biased, I'll say he won the second, and then 3, 4, 5, he lost. Hands down. Then John murdered him. I think Daniel Cormier is going to wrestle Alexander Gustafsson. He's going to get him in that clinch, and he's just going to beat him up. Yeah, now, there's a promo out, and they're doing the same thing they did with John Jones. Alexander Gustafsson is 6'5". Daniel Cormier is 5'11". Okay, well, I'll put myself in the position of Dan Cormier. Okay, so the other guy's 6'5". That doesn't mean jack shit. If I have great power, I'm not going to care how far you can hit me away, or if I could speak English. It doesn't matter how far away you can hit me. If I can get up in your face and land one solid punch and it knocks you the fuck out, I'm not going to care how far you can reach. In the case of Cormier, he's going to hang off Gustafsson. He's going to land shots in the clinch. He's going to take him down. He's going to tire Gustafsson out. Now, I hope Cormier's worked on his cardio, because otherwise he's going to be pretty whooped too. But I think if he can do that early, he can get him down to the ground. He can land some good shots on the ground. He can keep him from doing what Gustafsson wants. Cormier wins. I'm going to say Cormier wins regardless because I'm a huge fan of Cormier. But I also think when it comes to fighting, Cormier beats him. Yeah, Gustafsson's got better kickboxing. Yeah, Gustafsson's got a longer reach. But Cormier's got that true wrestling ability. And he just grinds people to sleep. So I think Cormier wins. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Oh, so I just beat Dying Light. I wanted to do a quick kind of review on that. Now, of course, Dying Light is a zombie apocalypse type game. It's very good, very violent for those of you who are curious. But it causes you to really build up some skills and learn how to operate certain things. And the conflict going on is very interesting. So, to give you a quick synopsis, you play what's his first name? You play an agent with what's known as the GRE, not to be confused with the JRE. The GRE are a public group. I believe they work with the government. They're formed somewhat with the government. They're a private contractor. And you are dropped into what's known as Haran. Haran is currently going through this giant zombie apocalypse, and you're supposed to find the cure for it and bring it back with you. You're also supposed to find a different GRE agent that I don't remember if you're supposed to kill him. I think you're supposed to. Yeah, you are. That's another main reason you're there. You find out later that since you found out that they may be able to develop a cure, you're supposed to recover that. But you're supposed to go in there and kill this guy. You end up being with the survivalist group. There's a big chunk of the story that I can't tell you that deals with that within the first 5 minutes of the game. But you're with this group, and you're trying to help them, and you're trying to do what you're supposed to do for your government group. But morals eventually kick in, and you find out whether or not, this group is just, whether or not the group you're with is doing the right thing, and whether or not the group that you're fighting against is in the right, or if they're also just being dicks. Now, that's the best way I can explain it without giving away anything. It's a fantastic game, very fun, very complicated. That's kind of one of those things that's nice about it. It's kind of hard, so it's difficult to play. Even on like the easiest setting, it's still difficult to pull off. But it was pretty fun, it's worth playing. There's another game that I just saw. I'll say ad. It was on my Xbox. I'll say ad. It really isn't an ad. It's more of a little it's like a banner. And it's for a different type of zombie kind of apocalypse thing. It's more constructive than most games. This one's meant more on trying to survive in a group. And in like a sanctuary type place where you're running out of food, you're running out of gas, you're having trouble surviving with this larger group. So I might play that. It looks interesting. The Walking Dead is coming back on October 11th. That's in less than a week. A little more than a week, sorry. No, 9 days. A little more than a week. That will be fantastic. I'd be happy to see that. Fear the Walking Dead is still going on. I believe they have one more episode. Yeah, I think this Sunday is the season finale. Fear the Walking Dead is pretty good, actually. I have been happily surprised with that show. It's been worthwhile, very interesting, but be happy to see the original Walking Dead coming back. I've been told to watch Narcos on Netflix. I'll start doing that pretty soon here. The Walking Dead is now updated on Netflix for those who want to watch Season 5. All of Season 5 is on there. I like that they do that. They don't do what AMC does, which is getting ridiculous with the mid-season finale. The problem with the mid-season thing is that you get like 6 episodes down, and then they go, you know what, we feel like putting halfway here. Because we're only going to do 12 episodes. It's like, no, if you're going to have a mid-season finale, do like 12 episodes and then 12 episodes. That would be perfect. There should be a minimum set somewhere. But other than that, not much is going on. Doing a reno on the house, working on the counter right now. I'll show it to you. Looks like that. It's going to be a new island. It used to be the bar. That's going to be a new island that we're building. That's why I haven't been able to do very many podcasts. Probably won't be able to do one for the next couple of days either, just because so much is going on here that I don't have time. Other than that, not much is going on. Of course, the Ultimate Fighter is still going on. That is Conor McGregor against Uriah Faber. There will be no fight between the two of them, thank God. The reason I say that is because Uriah Faber would get destroyed by Conor. For two reasons. One, Conor is that good, and two, Uriah always shits the bed when it comes to a title fight, and technically that would be a title fight because it's the interim champion. I'm sure I've said this already. Dominic Cruz is going to fight TJ Dillashaw for the belt. That's January? Let me look. It's either January or February. Oh, shit! Never mind. Johnny Hendricks forced to withdraw from UFC 192 due to weight cut issues. That's funny. That's funny because he's been having trouble with this for quite a while. Will John Jones please stand up? John Jones is an asshole. I'm not sad that he got cut. Well, indefinitely suspended. I stand corrected. Oh, so April 23rd, there is a fight in Madison Square Gardens, New York. That is, of course, here in the U.S. For those of you who need me to excite that, I don't know why. Unsure as to who's going to be on the card. It looks fantastic just because it's going to be in New York. Even though currently mixed martial arts is illegal in New York. I don't think they care. Also because Dana's been working with some people. So, they finally have a venue. So, January 17th, UFC Fight Night, Dillashaw versus Cruz will be in TD Gardens, Boston, Massachusetts. That's not too far from here. I might go to that. Currently on that card there's only like 2 fights on it. Oh, they've actually added people. Tim Boesch is going to fight Ed Herman. Travis Hopper Brown is going to fight Matt Petrione. That should be a good fight. And Anthony Pettis is going to fight Eddie Alves. Okay, before I go, I want to say one quick thing. Well, I'm going to say 3 quick things technically. But one quick thing that's not, that's news related, sort of. If you're looking for a good place that's relatively cheap, considering how expensive it can be, that you guys are looking into for like a dinner or a lunch option. Actually, I think lunch would be, you'd have a lot of leftovers. But dinner, I'll say dinner. Dinner's easier. You want to get a pizza. Pizza's gotten expensive lately. But someplace that's actually relatively cheap and delicious? Papa Murphy's. Papa Murphy's is a take and bake type of place. And for the amount that you get, totally worth the price. Nowadays, you can spend $25, because give or take delivery fees, things like that, for a pizza that's like that. By like that. That's their large. Papa Murphy's is bigger than that. And you're paying a little bit less. And so I'm trying to think, after tax, it's like $18 for a large. For like a big ass large. Actually, to make sure that I'm not getting the prices wrong, I'm going to quick Google them. Hey, I'm quick pulling it up. I don't want to quote you the wrong way. Crap. I gotta download the menu. Hang on. It's gonna take me like another 60 seconds. Ta-da! Here we go. Oh, that's helpful. They didn't put the prices on here. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to make this quick, and it's ending up being a pain in the ass. Hang on a second. For a pepperoni. Hang on, call now. Crap. Hang on. Hang on. I'm quickly doing this. Cool, whatever. Yeah, that works. Fine. All right, I'm not gonna be able to get it. Anyway, it's for the same exact, pretty much the same price, maybe a little cheaper, depending on what all you're getting for a huge ass pizza, and it's delicious. So if you're looking for a quick option, there you go. Their slogan should tell you as to how hot your oven should be preheated at, and it's 425 degrees. As always, we are brought to you because of huge thanks to Joe Rogan and the JRE, Joe Rogan Experience Podcast. They are available on Ustream, YouTube, and iTunes. The JRE is the reason I started this. Joe and his lovely, lovely podcast. Sadly, he has guests, and I can't get any of my people to not be giant bitches and not be on here. Or, sorry, I cannot cause triple negative there. I cannot. Fuck it. I'm just going to say it the way it's supposed to be. My friends are giant bitches and will be on here with me. So, I'm trying to work on that, trying to get them to be here. Hopefully that works. Of course, we're also brought to you with a huge thanks to Zions. I am not sponsored by either of these companies. Zions is the only energy drink I drink. 0 calories, 0 sugar. No crash, no jitters, deliciousness. I am drinking Frostberry Blast. You guys need to buy some of this. Frostberry Blast, Mango Guava, and Fruit Punch are the 3 flavors I've been able to find at Meijer. Now, of course, because Meijer doesn't know how to stock anything, they may be out. But totally go in there, buy some. It's delicious. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day. I'm going to drink the rest of this. I love all of you. Have a fantastic, fantastic day, evening, night, whenever it is you end up watching this. Bye.